Hi, I'm gonna be reviewing a video called Day in the Life of a Software Engineer by Luke Made It. It's such a modern life, but I don't mean it in a good way. The alarm wakes you up, the electricity. Ah, looks like a nightmare. Finland is overall a pretty depressing place to live in. This looks kind of even worse than a typical Finnish life. The weather is some of the worst on this earth, but that's not even what I mean. If you would be eating raw animals, you could be doing fine. The people in Lapland, the actual original people there, seem to be doing fine. They are known for eating raw meat and drinking blood. Not so much anymore today, but just a few decades ago it was completely normal.
Okay. Turn on the lights to 100% brightness.
Oh my god, he has some kind of Google robot app in the house that turns on the lights. Oh my fucking god, it's over.
9 lights to 100%.
And this is just a Black Mirror episode. If he wouldn't at least work out, we'll see, but I would assume that his life is not very stressful as a software engineer, except if you have some kind of deadlines or something. That would be just about the only stress that you would have. Then again, I've never done it. I don't know. Maybe it's stressful also. You can let me know if you do it yourself. It's just that now he goes to the gym to stress himself, even though technically he wouldn't even need to have any stress in his life. He said it makes me feel good afterwards because you hate doing it. And then after, because you gotta understand, let's say that you're here. When you exercise, that's how it is for everybody. You go down here because it feels so horrible. You hate it so much. And then after, because you stop, you kind of go back to where you were, maybe a bit below it. But the difference, the contrast between where you were, how you felt when you were exercising is so big that it feels a lot better. That's why people say, oh, I like to exercise. Well, no, everybody obviously hates it. That's clear. That's undeniable. But the feeling after, because you hated it so much, the contrast is so big that you somehow go into denial and say that you actually like the exercise itself, because you really just like the contrast, the feeling afterwards, because it makes you realize how much you hate exercising that you're so glad when you get out of the gym. You don't, well, you shouldn't at least need music to put you in a good mood. And it can't even really do it. It can kind of alter your feelings temporarily. It's artificial, it's fake, it's not gonna last, obviously. It's not as if you listen to happy music, most of which isn't even happy, it seems depressing, the pop music of today. then it's not gonna make you happy, obviously. For a few seconds or minutes, it can release some kind of chemicals which fake the feeling. It's gonna make you feel even worse after. Actually, I never really thought about it, but you know how everybody hates doing leg press, leg days. They always skip leg days because they hate it so much. But think about it naturally. Would you ever push weights with your legs? Ever in your life? Just never. Never in your whole lifetime. There may be times when you sprint if you're running after something or running away. That would be rare, seeing as we are horrible runners, but it may happen. Not that you want it to happen, it just may. There may be stressful situations. Not that it's good, it's just as bad in nature as it is today, because it's bad for you biologically, but I'm just saying, that may happen, but you would never actually press something with your legs. It's horrible to have big legs. It is kind of like a disability, really, because I used to work out, as you know, myself at the gym, and doing legs was the worst thing I ever did because I still have pretty big legs. And it really just makes you feel disabled. That's about it. There's nothing good about it whatsoever. You should have a lean muscle mass. Yes, some muscle, of course, naturally, but not the kind of legs that you have when you press metal. Who would do that? You can't even do that in nature. There is no such thing as a leg press machine. You can't do squats. You would never do that. Just nothing. Just nobody in nature has these kind of legs. You just never see it. They have natural, normal legs. When you have these kind of legs, you just wobble around through your life. Horrible. Just never go to the gym in the first place. But if you do go, just never do legs. And you can see that the legs are shaking. It's just so abnormal, stressful, no point. Think about it. What kind of an exercise is this? Sitting and moving your legs up like this with weight on top. You would never do that in nature anyway. How can you? Where can you sit and do that? Why would you even do that? But then you have heavy weights on top of the legs, preventing you to do it. Resistance training. Completely mental when you think about it. This is all abnormal. All of these are torture machines. It's even worse than that. People pay for it.
Okay, play some lo-fi.
Got it. Here's a Spotify playlist called Lo-Fi Beats.
Oh my god, man. This guy is turning into a robot. Oh my god. Finland is so bad. They are so well developed. I was gonna say that he's gonna drink coffee before, by the way, but it's tea, but it doesn't make any difference. It's the same kind of toxins, essentially. Coffee comes from toxic seeds, has the same neurotoxins as green leaves, which tea is made out of. It's all poisonous for you anyway. What's the difference?
Recently, I've been taking more and more ownership, which I find to be a bit of a double-edged sword. On one hand, I like taking initiative and getting more responsibility. Then on the other hand, if something breaks, it's all on me. Not that I would blame anyone else anyways, but if I make a mistake, I'm really hard on myself because I try to hold myself to a certain standard, and making amateur mistakes just isn't something I want to be doing. Now, I know that everybody makes mistakes.
Why does he have the light there? Is it supposed to imitate the sun or something? I don't know. It could be. Nowadays, who knows? with these people, with their artificial alien technology, electricity. Yeah, that's what Brian Johnson does, right?
But with code, literally one line can be costly. So I'm really trying to think how the feature works and different corner cases before pushing it forward. Then at this point, it was already time for our daily stand-up. Folks are slowly starting their summer vacations, so the meetings are a bit emptier than usual, but I still try to stay on track with everything and take notes during the meetings. I think this is especially
Oh my god, does he stand because he thinks he needs to stand? Oh my god, this is the worst life ever.
important if you're part of a big team because there can be so many projects going on at the same time.
Okay, I'm overreacting. Being a construction worker or working in a factory is worse. In some ways. As far as physical actual stress goes, yeah. But this is also really bad, just in a different way.
That it can be pretty much impossible to keep track of everything if you're not taking proper notes. Also, whenever I have a one-on-one with
Wait, does he live in this kind of an apartment where there's just a kitchen and it's also the living room and then a bedroom or what? Ugh, kind of depressing, all crammed up, a slave apartment. And the only girl in his life is the Google voice. Fuck, man.
Alright, managed to test out my feature, about to have some lunch soon. But you might have noticed that I moved my setup from this kind of corner to the middle of my living room. And initially I had set up here so I can kind of separate my work and my living area. Then I realized that I spent way more time working than in the living room, so I was just stuck into this little box here. And ultimately I decided it's better to prioritize my setup for that reason.
It's actually really messed up that we have these places which we call living rooms. And in his case, it's a really small room, which is also the kitchen, I guess. And what are we supposed to do there? Live? Which usually means watch TV and play video games. Yeah, total slavery. The system is totally built against us.
I'm not really sure what to do with the corner. I just have the lounge chair here and this plant. So let
What I mean is living should be done outside, in nature, hunting. What is this? Yeah, it's over.
me know some decoration ideas for this specific room. Oh, and on days when it's sunny outside, this corner is actually good. I can just move the lounge chair here and literally tan in my apartment, so that
I used to live in such a place, in an apartment where I could tan maybe 2-3 hours a day in summer, because you could do it without any clothes then, which is great, of course, seeing as there's not many places outside where you can do that.
that's cool. But this is actually super nice because I'm getting a bunch of natural light right into my eyes. So for example, in meetings, people can see me clearly, and whenever I need to rest my eyes, I can just turn my head and I'm looking at the craziest view that I've ever seen in my life.
That's olive oil, right? Sweet potatoes and olive oil. Olive oil is bitter, toxic, usually made with the seeds also. So technically a seed oil for the most part, except for some very expensive brands maybe. That's why it tastes so horrible. Jesus, it's disgusting. I hate it. Really, it is disgusting. Try drinking that stuff. You're gonna throw up right away. And sweet potatoes, they have oxalates. Could get kidney stones eventually. Yeah, just add something more red to it, maybe some salt or whatever. Yeah, same thing as always. Just imitating animal foods. Not that he's even vegan himself, right? It's just what people do today. Oh, okay. That's better. All right. Perfect crust, but the crust is just made out of carcinogens. It's toxic. Yeah. such a depressing video, man. The weather adds to it, but even without it... Finland is such a horrible place. Okay, I'm overreacting. You could live a good life there if you would live like the old Finnish people, the way they used to eat their raw fish and reindeer, elk, whatever you eat there. Yeah, that's what people used to do. It was pretty recent, really. And now it's some guy with a robot girlfriend. His only female interaction. Okay, maybe he has others. I don't know. It seems like it. For the most part, most of the day. Eating sweet potatoes, which are not found in Finland, overcooking his meat. Finnish people used to eat raw meat. As did everybody, of course, on Earth. But the Northern Europeans especially. Because of the cold not that long ago. Yeah, you should wash the veggies. Are those not tomatoes? Or what? That's a fruit, but whatever the case, you should wash those also. If you're gonna eat them. But with apple cider vinegar or baking soda, then you can wash off most of the pesticides actually. With water, yeah, nothing. They are fat soluble. They stick to the plants. What do you think? Then if it would rain outside, it would wash off the pesticides always. That doesn't make any sense. Do you not think before you do it? No. Cucumbers are also a fruit. Yeah, this guy for the most part eats fruits, which is good. Ah man, people are so enslaved today. Finnish people went from raw meat hunters to eating imported sweet potatoes with onions and super overcooked ground meat with most of the nutrients gone, and some imported cucumbers and tomatoes which don't even exist in nature, some cultivated fruits with pesticides which he didn't wash off with the water. Come on, mate. Everything looks so stale. There's just no life there, not even really inside of him. His face expression also throughout the video, just like this. Hey guys, yeah, just working here like a slave in Finland, watching the rain outside, the grey sky, eating my overcooked meat with cucumbers and tomatoes. Yeah, it's really fun to be a software engineer, just sitting at the computer all day. The only female voice that I hear is from Google. Oh yeah, and what's up? Fucking look in the mirror and realize what's going on, man. Watch your own video. Make a response to your own video and then just like look at what's going on. Where's the human feelings, emotions? Where are you? Where is this guy even? Like he's not there really mentally. Everything has been suppressed. His whole nature. Somebody needs to go and shake him and wake him up. Kurva, fucking raw meat. That would maybe wake him up, seriously. Not drinking today. So he also drinks alcohol sometimes. Nice. Hey, what is this guy eating? Both of his friends have unhealthy skin. What are they eating in everyday life? That's just pure detoxing through the pores. I'm all for having a chill and stress-free life, but there's a limit to that also. Humans in nature also hunt and do other stuff. Not even gonna talk about that on YouTube, but it's not as if your whole life is like that. Most of the day, I guess that what he does is go to a gym and lift man-made metal, which he hates, because it's meaningless. It's not fulfilling. Yeah, total BS. And back in the prison cell. Oh my god. Wait, he's a software engineer. Are the places that expensive in Finland, or is he saving up for a place maybe? Then I understand. It just looks so super small. I would just go nuts eventually. I actually lived in such a place and I kind of did go nuts in it. I just couldn't stand it.
Okay, Google, play some jazz.
Got it. Here's a Spotify playlist called Smooth Jazz.
I do like his style of filming.
Alright, so we're done with work, had a nice little dinner with the boys, Milo and James. And usually during this time, I'd like to go to the sauna or even just for a walk or a run.
To the sauna, of course, because the Finnish crave the warmth and heat so much. Even the summers are not really that warm. Yeah, a little bit maybe in June and July. You have some good weeks, days. That's about it. But they're just obsessed with it because they hate the cold so much. Not that they specifically hate it, it's human nature.
But lately the weather has been kind of dooky and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty tired right now. So I think I'm just gonna play.
Yeah, he does look tired throughout the whole day and he doesn't really look healthy, I gotta say. Huh, interesting. Well, his diet is not that good. It's actually pretty bad.
Some Battlefield 1. You know, Battlefield Bad Company 2 was my all-time favorite shooter game.
Yeah, now he's gonna, yeah, all-time favorite, whatever, shooter. Now he's gonna be dominating in a virtual reality, aiming, hunting, just imitating what he naturally wants to do at the end of the day. Yeah, just absolute slavery.
Game as a kid, and Battlefield 1 was right behind it, so when I saw that they made it compatible with the PS5, it would have been rude for me not to buy it. To be fair, it was only like $5 in the PS Store, but yeah, right now I'm just gonna eat my skier ball and play some Battlefield.
I think that the most depressing part is really that he's alone there, and to be fair, there's not much space for more than one human, but still, yeah, it's really that. If he had a girlfriend and children, and he would be a software engineer, yeah, he wouldn't have a lot of stress. He wouldn't be playing video games because he would be spending his time with the children. 100%, I guarantee it. You just don't do that. If you have children and you have stuff to do with the children, why would you then? Yeah, maybe super quickly now and then sometime, but not like this. It's kind of like a routine for him. I don't think that video games are evil or that you can't succeed with gaming. This is what I was wondering. What does the channel name even mean? I'm gonna talk about this after the video is done. But I guess maybe he really believes that he's succeeding in life. That would be a step up of delusion. Oh, that was already the end of the video. What I was wondering about is, does the channel name Luke Made It mean that he made it in his life, as in he succeeded? Or does it mean that Luke made it as in he made the software? Unfortunately, I believe that he means that he actually succeeded by living in this prison cell and creating software applications, whatever he does, I don't even care. It's all the same because you're doing nothing. You're producing nothing, that's for sure. A man should be hunting and reproducing. That's really you being productive. He even talked about the video games as if those can make you feel as if you succeeded in your life, as if those are fulfilling. This was painful. I wish this guy all of the best. Hopefully he will wake up. Thanks for watching.